Hello, angel babies and makeup goblins, and welcome to another episode of Goblin Time. I'm filming this a little later than I wanted to. It's about 11:47. Clock just changed. Rude. I was gonna film earlier, but after I got out of the shower, I realized that it's like 67 degrees outside today, and I haven't shaved my legs in a bit of time, and I was not about to wear jeans today, so I had to dry shave with some body lotion at my desk, which I actually like doing because then your legs are like super soft afterwards. And life hack. I have such a complicated relationship with shaving my legs because I feel like the fact that I like shaving and that I'm not comfortable working outside with unshaved legs makes me a bad feminist. But I know that that's literally just me looking at women who are comfortable enough with themselves and just prefer not to shave outside with unshaved legs. I'm looking at them and I'm projecting my own insecurities on them and imagining that they're telling me something that no one's actually telling me. So, you know, I'm semi-secure in the fact that I prefer the look of myself with shaved legs, and I'm gonna keep doing it. It's satisfying, you know? I have such a complicated relationship with my own femininity that like I prefer doing it. That's a podcast episode. I don't have a podcast, but if I did, it'd be an episode. Oh my goodness. I have to confess, lads, this episode might be a little bit boring makeup-wise because I'm going out to buy a Mother's Day gift immediately after I film this, so I don't want to do something like too extra because I'm gonna have to like be around people. But yeah, no, topic of conversation wise, not boring. Tati and James, oh my god. So I was of two minds about the whole Tati Westbrook and James Charles Dickinson situation for quite a while. When Tati first made the Instagram story crying on the floor of her beauty room about being betrayed by one of her friends, I was the first person who was like, this is immature, this is childish, you are in your mid-30s, you're a business owner, you're a brand owner, you've been in this business for such a long time. How is this your reaction to James doing something that on the surface seemed as simple as doing an ad read for a brand? I also brought up with a couple people, like, James has promoted Halo Beauty on his Instagram story. Like, right when Halo Beauty launched, he promoted it, like, last year. And it seems like I have this encyclopedic knowledge of James Charles's Instagram. I just saw people saying, like, James has never promoted Halo Beauty. And I was like, there's no way that's true. And so I Googled James Charles Halo Beauty, and this was early enough in the controversy, if you will, that Googling that didn't immediately bring up 18 Drama Channel videos. So I found it. But, like, it seemed like she was just wildly overreacting about something James did that was kind of insensitive, but not, like, evil and not indicative of anything else. And then now, I didn't watch her entire like 45-minute video because I just don't want to. But I watched one of those, like, I watched X so you don't have to videos, and somebody made an I watched Tati's video so you don't have to. And that video in and of itself was 21 minutes. Like, there's just so much information. And it supplied, I of course watched that on like 2x speed because I just don't have time. But they supplied some really great highlights of the situation. And I didn't realize, first of all, that James apologized publicly for that post without like talking to Tati about it before he did it. And then also that he was like shopping the story to drama channels also without talking to Tati about it. And Tati was like, are you forking kidding me? This on top of all the other annoying stuff that you've done. Like, and then we heard about like, oh, well, like James has this legitimate problem with like trying to turn or wanting to try to turn and also trying to turn straight men. And like, it's predatory and it's gross. And I've told you face to face that this is a problem that you need to fix, and you continue to do it and you ignored me. And now it is blown up in your face again. Like, in addition to getting your personal feelings hurt and making you feel insecure about yourself, it also has moved into the territory of being predatory and damaging to other people. And that's actually in and of itself, like, that's, I feel like, the issue with the fascination that some, very much some, mostly younger, in my experience, talking to my friends who've dealt with this gay men experience, is like developing crushes on straight men. One of the side effects of that, or one of the direct effects of that, can be that being predatory and pressuring straight men. but also it can torpedo your own self-esteem because you're continuously developing crushes on and going after people that you either know are going to reject you or do reject you. And it can make you definitely feel like crap about yourself. And like, we've seen James, like, you know, make sad tweets about being single, and it's like, dude, it's because you're going after people that cannot love you the way that you want them to. So yeah, like, I didn't realize like how long this had been an issue between them and like how it had been brought up. And I don't know what the effects of long-term use of melatonin are for younger people, but I definitely get her concern about that. My goodness. And also, I didn't realize that James had said publicly, like, to his subscribers that he wouldn't use Sugar Bear, and then he just did. So like, that's shady. Like, that's shady boots the house down. And then the bit about Gabriel, that's hilarious. First of all, James Charles has lost like 900,000 plus subscribers since Tuesday. Bruh. Like, bruv. And so another thing I hadn't realized was that Gabriel was there when Tati tried to bring up with James, like, one of the thousands of pieces that built up the bad blood they had with each other. And then he still like dug at Tati a little bit and was like, there's more important things in the world and you're crying over vitamins. Like, my guy, if you knew that she wasn't just crying over vitamins, why did you say anything in the first place? And literally, if he hadn't said that, like, the message of like, there's more important things in the world than whatever is your problem right now, like, that's a fine thing to say and in and of itself. But like, the vitamins bit, if he just hadn't said that, then he wouldn't have lost like 30,000 subscribers in 2 days. So nice one, Gabby. This is just gonna make everything so awkward because Gabby like just made up with Jeffrey. These people, I swear to God. Like, the drama just never forking ends, my dude. I didn't actually watch James's apology, even though I tweeted a joke about how it was bad. I'm assuming it's bad. I also wanted the clout from tweeting that. So I just, like, I can't. I don't know if he has a publicist that's like, you have to respond right now, damage control. I think it would have been smarter to maybe release a statement on Twitter or something and then like take some time off. James has been having a rough go of it between all the stuff with Gage, this drama with Tati, and getting dragged the house down boots for his Met Gala outfit, and then being made fun of for being like awkward and alone at the Met Gala. Remember that video of him just like sort of standing there while things were going on around him? That was like kind of sad, but also like, I don't really care all that much. But it's like, this has been Dump on James Charles week. Like, Discovery Channel has Shark Week, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube have shit on James Charles week. I swear to God. I'm glad I'm not that kid right now. And I'm lucky I'm not his manager. It's been terrible for him. And it's all his own fault. Bruv, like, that whole thing. I also disagree with people saying like, well, she's only calling him out on this predatory stuff now publicly because it's inconveniencing her and her business. Not really, because she said that like, I've brought this up with you privately more than once. So boom, like, what? And like, I get when she brought up like, it's hurtful to my business and it's a dig at me, and like, you know how hard it was for me to go into this business no one wants to go into. I was like, all right, Tony, let's move away from that aspect of it. Like, God, like, if it was a different hair, skin, and nail vitamin brand that wasn't Sugar Bear that James had like said he wouldn't work with, would we still really have that leg to stand on? Like, I don't know. And it's like, well, she's like, I offered him like brand deals and whatnot, and he didn't take it because he didn't want to market a hair, skin, and nail vitamin to his child subscribers, which is so like, that's disingenuous, James, because like, you didn't he like say in the little ad read for the melatonin sleep vitamins, like, he's been taking the regular ones? Dude, that's marketing a hair, skin, and nail vitamin to your subscribers. Like, what? Putting aside that you're also marketing a sleep vitamin to your subscribers, in saying that like, I've been using this one, you're still advertising a hair, skin, and nail vitamin to your subscribers. So you just lied to Tati. Like, say what? God, it's just like, and I already didn't like James Charles. Like, I already assumed, like, didn't like James Charles for some of the things he said and done. And I think he just sort of says stuff without thinking and then is like really uncomfortable with accepting criticism for it, a lot like Shane Dawson. And I already like was not rooting for James. I definitely thought people took it way the entire fork too far, especially on Reddit, because it seemed to mostly be just this community of adult, mostly women, just absolutely shitting all over this 20-year-old gay kid's life. And then on Twitter, I was definitely more accepting of it because a lot of the people were around James' own age, and they're like, I have a complex about like adults just like really ferociously criticizing people who are way, way younger than them. You know, that's just my thing. But goddamn, I got over that. Like this wasn't like a bombshell to me because like I said, I've had an issue with James for a while. I mean, specifically within this situation with Tati, like I feel like I was definitely wrong about it at the beginning. When I sort of I was annoyed at what James did, but I didn't think it warranted what Tati did. But now I definitely see that the frustration that she was experiencing was not just because of the ad read for Sugar Bear Hair. It was because this kid that she genuinely loves has just been messing up for such a long time and will not take anyone's advice and will not listen to her. And this is like I said on my Instagram story, this is like the next thing in a line of dozens of other things that he's done that have pissed her off. So I get it. I'm probably not going to resubscribe to Tati. I've been unsubscribed. That wasn't a sentence. I've been unsubscribed from Tati for like a year at this point. I think it was really the Jeffree friendship that I was like, I'll watch if you're giving me mascara recommendations because she can recommend a mascara, bitch. She has not steered me wrong. I mean, I haven't bought like the really expensive Tom Ford, Chantecaille, whatever that she loves, but when she's like, this Essence mascara, I'm like, yup, what about it, sis? So, but oh my goodness, like this whole thing is just wild. I'm gonna do a cat eye, and I'm going to, I guess I'll speed through that because I can't talk while doing a cat eye. It's not a possibility. But before I do that, I'm gonna answer some preguntas. Actually, before I do that, I should put some powder on my face. I put some sunscreen on a while ago. This stuff, the Supergoop Unseen, takes so long to like actually sink into the skin. And because it's got some dimethicone in it, I don't want to put powder directly on top of it. Oh, this doesn't have oxybenzone in it. Wait a minute, isn't that the sunscreen that's like not good for reefs? Oh yeah, chemical sunscreen without oxybenzone. I did not realize this doesn't have oxybenzone in it. That's litty. Okay, I like this even more now. What the fork? I'm saying that a lot. I can curse on Patreon. What the fuck? Cool, okay. Love that for me. Love that for my pores. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm officially stealing Fun and Fresh from James Charles. That's my lingo now. That's my slang. I invented it. It's mine. So kind of good, kind of fun, kind of fresh, honestly. Yeah. So, but I don't want to, so I like to let it sink into my skin, but it takes a while. So fortunately since I had to spend so much time shaving, it got time to sink into my skin. Preguntas, yes. Beginning with the homie Spooky Dick 666. What do you think of makeup sites offering Afterpay for orders? Also, did you see Trixie Mattel is launching a makeup line? I did. I'm interested in what Trixie Mattel is offering, but I don't really, I'm not like a stan of Trixie Mattel. I like her and I think she's funny, but I don't really like keep up with her career very well. So that's gonna be fun to see, definitely. But like, I'm not like bouncing off the walls about it, like it's cool, and I'm curious to see what it is, but like, it's just sort of how I feel. Oh, I didn't even answer the first half of that question. So the Afterpay on makeup sites thing, I didn't know what Afterpay was, so I didn't really pay attention to it. I assumed it was some sort of like layaway, but online, which I guess that's what it is. And I would always see it on like ColourPop and whatnot, and I think like, what? If you don't have like $17 to spend on these like couple of makeup things right now, don't buy them right now. And I've seen people tweet that like, don't buy makeup that you don't have the money for right now. If you can't afford this right now, if spending X amount of money on makeup right now is gonna hurt your pocket, then don't do it, you know? Don't like, well, I'll pay a little bit now and then later. Like, no, don't even like give yourself the obligation. Just don't do it and wait. Like I don't think that's like a smart thing to adopt into the way you shop for makeup and to budget for. I think that like you just gotta be able to afford stuff when you can afford it. It sucks, but like it's not a smart thing to like get yourself involved in, I feel. Jessica asked, thoughts on the H3H3 and Instagram reality drama? I didn't watch that video, but I did read a Reddit thread about it. Ethan and I have a complicated relationship. He doesn't know who I am, but I oscillate between, I'm not subscribed to H3H3. I'll watch a video every so often. A lot of what Ethan says about different things, I really respect. For example, I like whenever he sort of rallies against Jake Paul and Rice Gum, marketing negative things to their child subscribers. I loved the video he made about Fuck Jerry and like stealing media. I thought that was important. Pretty overdue, but important. And other things I like too. And like, I think he's funny in general and I love Hila. Oh, Jesus. But like, oh my God, I can't outweigh the things he says that I'm just like, dude, shut up. That's why I can't subscribe to him and I never watch their podcasts. It's just very like, his whole approach to like politics and social justice, it's very like centrism flavored. I'm not really into that. It's just like, we have to like listen to all sides of everything and like there's extremists on both sides of the spectrum and blackface is not I'm not a fan of that. I don't subscribe to that. I don't like hearing it. It's like one of those things like those people love to be like, well, just like listen to all sides of the situation. Like don't block out people. Like listen to what they have to say. Like they might change your mind. Like, you know, it's like I have listened to them and I made up my mind and I decided that I don't like them and I don't like what they stand for. Like I know what your politics are and I don't fucking like them. That's why I'm criticizing you. Like, I also don't like iDubbbz, and I think they're like buddies, right? Or something. I might be making that up entirely. I also don't like JonTron, and they're like close friends, so like that's just a whole thing. So I'm not, and I think that video was just an excuse to make fun of women for daring to edit their photos and like it's like, oh, it's bad that they edit their photos to the point where they don't even look real. It's a bad message to send to children and like younger people. And it is. I've backed off from like curiosity watching Trisha Paytas videos. Like I said, I think in a different Goblin time, I don't like her and I don't really get the appeal of her, but sometimes I'll be like, what? Let me watch a video of hers, whatever. And I have to back off from doing that because looking at her body, I was like, oh, I want liposuction too. And I was like, that's dangerous. Let's watch something else. Let's watch Glitter and Lasers, who I love. Who like makes me feel just like seen and secure in my body. We love that. I like her a lot. But like, it's just like, oh, I don't even know what point I was trying to make before I went off on that mini tangent about Trisha. Like, yes, it is a negative thing to promote, but then it sort of gets into this territory of like, dude, you're just being mean to them. like that's not helpful either. It's like, it's kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you edit your photos a lot, some dude's gonna be like, look at this like insecure, like catfish ass bitch who like edited all her pictures to look unreal. And then if you don't, people are still gonna like insult your appearance. So it's like, fuck it. I wanna look like an hourglass. I'm gonna do it. You know? I don't get like excessive face tuning, but also I do get it because having self-esteem on the internet is hard. Even people who talk about, you know, female influencers over editing their photos in a way that I would deem to be more respectful can be disrespectful about it. Like I watched Nerd City's video about Sniper Wolf. Oh no, is it SS Sniper Wolf? It's SS Sniper Wolf. I've always said Sniper Wolf. And when I say always said, I mean the once a year I think about her because I forget she exists all the time. I don't like her at all. But even his video in which he was like actually pretty technical and respectful about it, and he was like, this is what she did in Photoshop to achieve this look. She doesn't look real. The video is called Thought Patrol. Like, come on, man. That's rude. So no, I don't see it for Ethan, and I think that video was mean-spirited and contributed nothing of actual value to the conversation of influencers over editing their photos and having that be like a bad role model thing to do. I lost track of what I was saying. I'm scraping some mascara off of my mirror. Megan Taylor asked, how are you doing this week? Not well, sis. I got a big work thing coming up on Thursday, but after it's done, I will start breathing again. So that's still happening. Is the move stressing you out? Not really. I'm thinking more about how I need to like clean everything in my apartment. Like just say every surface of it has to be wiped down, which is gonna be a struggle. I ordered some exam gloves to just tackle the whole thing, but I still have like a solid chunk of time, so like it's gonna be fine. I just finished my first year of my chemistry PhD and I'm chill but stressed. Oh my god. I barely made it through taking chemistry as a sophomore in high school. I cannot even imagine having to do a PhD for chemistry. It must be a gene. Yes! Dido was robbed says, let's discuss how number 1, I love you very dearly. Thank you. I love you too. And 2, in one of my video games, Stardew Valley, I named one of my pets Nisa. What kind of pet was it? Any favorite video games? I've answered this a couple times before, and the answer is always the same because I don't play that many video games. I don't play anything really right now. I haven't played in months and months and months, but I love Pokemon and I love Animal Crossing. And my favorite Pokemon to play is an unpopular one. I really liked Pokemon X. A lot of people don't. I quite enjoyed it. I liked the scenery. It was very fun. I liked going shopping. I loved it. And I love Animal Crossing. I've been playing Animal Crossing since the original GameCube Animal Crossing. And speaking of GameCube, I also used to love Sonic Adventure. That I had the DX Director's Cut edition, which I don't know what was different in that one, but I loved that game. I loved Sonic as a kid so much. Oh, God. The movie. I don't know about all that. But yeah, no, those are my favorite video games. I don't really play any like popular video games right now. And if I do, I watch Let's Plays of them, so I still don't play them. And still, like, the answer is still the same. I'm gonna powder my face and approach another question. Abby asked, fave Met Gala looks. Oh, yes, of course. And if you were to dress the theme for this, if you were to dress to the theme camp for the Met, what would you wear? Or like a concept you would do. So I tweeted about this, but I would wear Britney Spears' all denim dress, but like a full ball gown with a pink bedazzled, just like fully rhinestoned cowboy hat. And maybe even a horse. No, you can't bring a horse into the Met. Maybe like one of those little like toy riding horses for children. That's just a horse head on a stick. And I just hold that for the entire night. Or it's like affixed to my dress in some way. That's not possible. But I would do that. I would firmly just endorse the yeehaw agenda at the Met, 100%. Or I would dress like Julius Caesar. One of those two things. I would be Julius Caesar with a bunch of knives in me, like Saint Sebastian style. That'd actually be a dope Halloween costume. Ooh, that's smart. Okay, favorite Met Gala looks. Obviously Billy Porter won. That was, I think, the best embodiment of the theme camp. I really liked Lady Gaga's look. A lot of people were not thrilled by like the individual pieces, like the 3 dresses and then the just like the sparkly underwear and boots that she is wearing all the time. But like for me, the performance aspect of it really fit well with the theme of camp. And I really liked, like I was like watching her walk the red carpet solidified my enjoyment of the look very much and very deeply. I think Kendall Jenner looked fine in like a very classic sense. Like I feel like dressing like a Vegas showgirl is always gonna embody camp quite well, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna give her too many coins for wearing just like a cute dress. Jared Leto looked good. I don't really like Jared Leto as a person, but he looked good. Ezra Miller looked amazing. Harry Styles could have done way better. Disappointed. I'm looking on Google right now. Tracee Ellis Ross with the frame. I absolutely loved that. I loved her. Dua Lipa looked cute. Katy Perry usually does pretty well at the Met Gala as the chandelier look. I think that was very apt. I kind of loved Kim Kardashian's look of looking like she was dripping wet. I didn't like the buttons down the center of the dress though. I didn't think that looked good at all. I feel like it was supposed to look like a shrunk down like button down on her, but I just thought it made the dress look a little Fashion Nova-y because button down dresses are popular. So I didn't like that very much, that aspect of the dress, but I liked the idea of the dress a lot. I liked Frank Ocean's little commentary on like how camp can't really be achieved by rich people at the Met Gala. I thought that was good. Darren Criss looked cute. Priyanka Chopra looked cute. James Charles attended the event. Janelle Monáe absolutely looked like a vision, just like an Art Deco. I don't think that's an apt use of Art Deco. Modernist. There we go. Vision. I think my favorite just look that I would wear is probably Ciara's second look. The first one where she was with Big Frida with the 2 buns, I love that. But like the huge hair green dress, like full Bob Mackie for Cher fantasy, I loved that. You know, you can't go wrong with an homage, you know? So I think that was wonderful. The Met Gala, I want to go to the Met Gala so fucking bad, dude. Oh my goodness. Red Cipher, hello. 2 questions. Number 1, what is on your desk surface and how did you achieve that finish? So let me show you. This is my desk. Basically what I did was I was tired of having a cheap looking, really scuffed up white cheap Target desk. So one morning I had this bag of cut up like tissue paper, like colorful tissue paper from back when I used to teach art class to kindergartners. And I cut it into a bunch of shapes for them to use and I ended up not using a lot of it. So I had that, and then the dark purple stuff is just like fancy paper, stationery paper I've had for years. And I cut it up into shapes and then I laid it out. I sort of used a big paintbrush and like painted the top of the desk with water so the, you know, the paper would like stick to it. And then I mixed water with matte shellac to act as a glue and painted that over the layers, and it's about like 4 layers of the tissue paper and then it's like just 1 layer of the other paper because it's way thicker. But yeah, I did that because my desk was so ugly. Like I couldn't handle looking at it. I hated it. Okay, let's do blush. I'm thinking I want to do, oh gosh, I don't know, I've been wearing my Too Faced Cherry Bomb blush every day. I rescued it from my declutter bag and I smashed it up and repressed it, and now I'm obsessed with it. It's exactly what I wanted it to be from jump. And I'm gonna wear it again. The other question from Red Cipher is, what do you think about the term problematic? For me, it sometimes blurs the lines between drama as such and then blatant ignorance or racism, like with Laura Lee versus Manning Mue. Hope that's a useful contribution. I completely agree with you. I just think it's vague and unnecessary. Just say what the person did. Don't say they're problematic. Don't say what they did was problematic. I mean, I get it. Like you can say like, this person is problematic because they did a racist thing or they did a transphobic thing. But I think it should always be followed by just actually saying for what reason a person is problematic than just saying they're problematic. Because like you can say like, oh, this person's problematic because like they were kind of rude to a fan, or this person's problematic because they, I don't know, assaulted someone. Like it's just vague, and there are better ways to articulate why you don't F with someone. I remember being on Tumblr in like 2013, 12, 13, and 14, when the social justice community was sort of arising. I would see the word all the time. I mean, I feel like the Tumblr account, Your Fave is Problematic, really started it all. And I feel like that was like a solid use of it, because it's like that Tumblr account did what I just said. The blog title was called Your Fave is Problematic. There's a post, the title of it is Your Fave, and then there's a list below it of all the things they have done that deems them problematic. So like, it's fine if it is followed with being specific about what you mean, but when you just like say like, that person's problematic, that thing is problematic, like, well, sis, why? Like, tell us why, you know? Otherwise, it's not a productive conversation. Oh, I'm flying through these, which is good because I'm almost done with my makeup. Glitter Kitten, first, hope you had a good week and that work was a wee bit less crazy. It wasn't, but thank you for hoping that for me. My question is, if you had to pick a food that a palette was themed off of, since that trend is seemingly going nowhere, what would that be? Oh, that's such a good question. Cause like, yeah, that's true. That trend is like sticking like grits right now. We've got the Glam Light, taco, pizza, burger. We have the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive. I don't even think that's their first like food themed palette. And then of course, Too Faced kicked us off with the chocolate and the peach and the peanut butter and the peanut butter and honey and all those kids. So if I could choose a food, initially my first thought was, we'll just pick a food that you like. But then I'm like, well, what's the color palette of that food gonna look like? Because one of my favorite foods is lemon meringue pie, but that's yellow, white. That's not very fun. That's not very fun or fresh or good. So we gotta think of something else. I'm thinking like, I don't know, spaghetti? No, that doesn't make sense. It's like red, yellow, and green if you put green peppers in your sauce like I do. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not extravagant and interesting. I'm looking over at my drawer because I need to pick a highlighter to wear. Let's do Fenty. What other foods do I like? Well, it's not even what foods do I like. It's like what foods would make a good color palette. Like fruit salad would make an amazing color palette because it would just be like a Brights palette. Whereas a regular salad palette would, ooh, you know what? Weirdly enough, a salad palette would be kind of everything. Because you would have like light, you know, shimmery greens. Could be your iceberg lettuce. If you put like a mixed green in there, you got your darker greens, deep forest greens, some kale, really dark green. You've got like the veining on those like leaves, so that gives you some purple. Oh, onions give you purple, maybe like a shimmery white. Tomatoes obviously give you red. You've croutons, there's your transition color. Actually, yeah, if you have regular croutons and then like pumpernickel croutons, you have like a tan and then a matte dark brown. If you put cheese on your salads, that you could do like a yellow for that. What else do you put in salads? Carrots. You can put like shaved carrots in a salad. That gives you orange. Wait, why is this kind of lit? If you're an absolute heathen and an enemy of me, you can put black olives in your salad. That gives you black. Or I guess you could do like a dark, like a very deep dark, like indigo or purple and call it black for the olives. What else goes in salads? You can put like anything you want in salads. If you're like really wildin', you can be one of those people that puts like strawberries in salads. I wouldn't, and we already have red for tomatoes, so you know we don't need to embrace that lifestyle. Wait, like actually a salad palette would kind of be everything. If anyone comes out with a salad palette, I thought of it first. So it's not really like that original because a lot of those things are also on like burgers and burritos and whatnot. So they're already represented in those salads, but I'm the one who thought of a salad palette specifically. And then you could do an offshoot, a sequel palette that is a fruit salad palette. That's like, I mean, that first one is like very Brights heavy, but like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I'm a genius. Pretty. Love that for me. Yeah, salad. That makes so much sense. Because it's one of the only foods I can think of that has that huge of a variance of colors, which would make a palette interesting. I guess you could also do like a monochromatic palette based off of one thing. And for that, I think berries, because then you would have blues for blueberries and reds for raspberries and purples for blackberries and like a pink red for strawberries. Even though strawberries are pretty standard red, anytime something is like pink-ish, it's called strawberry, like strawberry blonde, you know? Oh my God, fun. Ooh, wait, bananas would kind of be lit too, because then that would be like an all orange and green. Not orange, bananas are not orange, Nisa. Yellow and green. Kind of fun, kind of good, kind of fun, kind of fresh, honestly. I'm gonna start saying, that's my thing now, honestly. I invented it. No one has ever said fun and fresh before. It's just Me. Okay, I think that's actually all the questions. Did I skip any ones? No, I didn't do what I did last week where I answered part of a question and then answered the rest of it a half hour later. Sorry about that. Whoever I did that to last week, I apologize. So yeah, I'm gonna do my mascara off camera and then come back and finish things up with a lip and a double spritz. So we'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, love, so I put on my mascara. And so for lips, I'm going to use the ColourPop So Juicy gloss in the shade Dress Code, which is one of my new favorite glosses. I adore these very much. I love that vintage feel of them. A gloss in a squeezy tube is always gonna feel like my childhood. And now we double spritz. I'm almost done with my ColourPop All-Star Setting Spray. And so I ordered the Milani matte one from Ulta because I needed to pick up something from Ulta. And I don't live near Ulta. So I'm excited about that one. That was terrible. Somewhat better. And today's perfume is not from Nest, it is from Elizabeth and James. It's Nirvana Amethyst. I've been wearing this a lot lately. Just inhaled it, just straight up my nostril. Ow. Okay, thank you guys for watching Goblin Time again. Thank you for being amazing patrons and asking me questions. I love you guys. I will talk to you laters, and I promise I will be a human being again. I just have to make it through Thursday, okay? Yeah, yeet. Jesus.